Gil Hoffman, you're the executive director of honestreporting.com, and I can tell with the news lately you've been very busy. First of all, there's been a picture in the front page of the New York Times. Tell us about that and why you wanted to focus on that at Honest Reporting.
Well, this picture, Chris, that was published on the cover of the New York Times and other media outlets around the world was very damaging to Israel's reputation at a very sensitive time. There are negotiations now to bring home our hostages and end the war. These hostages are starving. Whether the people of Gaza are starving is a question. The hostages of Israel are definitely starving in Hamas tunnels. And unfortunately, the attention was distracted by these photos. This one in particular that you can't turn a blind eye to of a child who looks emaciated and terrible. Well, it turns out that this picture was of a boy who was sick from a muscular disease that had nothing to do with this war, nothing to do with Israel, but Israel around the world was accused of purposely starving Gazan children, and the damage has been done. The decisions were made about recognizing a Palestinian state by France and England and in Canada. Even the President of the United States said you can't fake starvation. Well, maybe you can, Chris.
Is there a cause and effect? Do these pictures and media reporting cause diplomatic tsunami against Israel because so many countries are now calling for a Palestinian state?
And diplomatic tsunami is absolutely the right term, unfortunately, Chris. This led to a wave of criticism all around the world. That's false, based on dishonest reporting by media outlets like the New York Times. And on my way here into this interview, I checked with my team that monitors media from around the world. I said, well, the New York Times apology wasn't even really an apology. It praised its own reporters who made a mistake. Did other media outlets apologize at all? And they found none.
And I understand that the New York Times actually posted this on X account with 55 million, but the apology you call a non-apology was actually on a lesser account of maybe 88,000.
Correct. And their public relations account, as if anybody wants public relations from the New York Times. People have got with the New York Times for news. And if you make a mistake of that kind of proportion that changed history, then you need to have an article on the front page of your paper, on the front page of your website, exactly the way you had that picture that caught people's attention around the world. And so the New York Times has prolonged this war. There are people who blamed Israel for prolonging the war, blamed Netanyahu for prolonging the war. Certainly people accurately blame Hamas for prolonging this war. And this time it's the media that's prolonged the war. The families here that are waiting for their loved ones to come home from Hamas terror dungeons, they know that it's the media's fault, and that's sick.
How do you explain this? Not only the New York Times, but many other media that run with pictures like this or reports like this.
I understand that they want to sell newspapers and they want to get clicks on their website. That's how it works. It's a business nowadays. Even media outlets that are known for being relatively pro-Israel, they ran these pictures because that's what grips at your heart. You know, in the end, we're all humans. You see a sick child, you can't help but want to find out what caused this child to be sick. And that's why media outlets need to do their homework. And the New York Times and others did not.
Final question, Gil. What's the bottom line, and what are you trying to do through Honest Reporting?
We need people to be aware that there's going to be a decision made around the world soon. This war on the military battlefield is ending, please God, very soon. But the war on the media battlefield, the narrative war, is going to be continuing. And people are going to be deciding, did Israel in this war become an international pariah, or did it save the world from an Islamic fundamentalist nuclear bomb? The contrast is that stark. We need Christians who are watching this show to tell their friends the truth about Israel making the world a better place. We share what you see on social media of honest reporting, or go to honestreporting.com so people will know the truth, and you can pass it on with your social media. That will go a long way because people see their friends as sources of information, and before you know it, your likers of your likers and your friends of your friends will know the truth.
Yeah. Well, Gil Hoffman, thanks for joining us and for the great work you do there at honestreporting.com.
My pleasure, Chris.